Hello, brave hearts. I'm Andrea Wynn, and I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you today about what's happening in our country and how we can respond as mindful leaders. So many of us, we've been following the recent government shutdown, the subsequent reopening, and the release of the Epstein documents. While these events might seem disconnected from our everyday leadership roles, whether you're leading a family or a small business or a community organization or simply leading yourself, they actually offer profound lessons about leadership, integrity, and resilience. So I've been reflecting, as I'm sure many of you, on the historian Heather Cox Richardson's recent analysis. And I'd like to share some insights that I believe are vital for those of us committed to mindful leadership during these turbulent times. So what we're witnessing in America right now is what historian Heather Cox Richardson described as dramatic change in American politics. And she notes that there are new voices in the Democratic Party who are demanding that Democrats be much more assertive in standing up to the Republicans. So it's a pretty exciting time, I think, in that way. But beyond the partisan politics, what's truly significant is that Richardson observes that the weight of our political system has shifted to the American people. And she emphasizes that she thinks that there is one group that is going to determine where it goes, and that is us. So this resonates deeply with me as a mindful leadership teacher. The call for everyday citizens to step into their power and to lead from where they are. This is the essence of where my interest is and what I teach. So, Richardson also points out something crucial about the Epstein documents. Beyond the specific allegations, that they reveal the sheer entitlement of a group of overwhelmingly but not exclusively white men to be able to behave however they wish and to run the tables however they wish, to use her words. And she adds that Americans are waking up to the fact that the system has been, in her word, rigged since the 1980s, and they are pushing back against that. So, how do we, as mindful leaders, respond to these revelations and this cultural moment? And I know that so many of you are asking yourselves that. In your own words, you're asking that same question. So, first, what I would propose is that we need to ground ourselves in our values. We need to be solid and stable. And when systems around us seem chaotic or corrupted, our personal integrity becomes our North Star. And this isn't about partisan politics, it's about human dignity, and it's about truth and compassionate service. I want to acknowledge something important here, that many of us are feeling intense emotions right now. People, they post under my YouTube videos, they share the anger, the fear, even the hatred towards those we see as responsible for this harm. And these feelings are completely understandable. And when we witness injustice or feel threatened, our protective instincts, they naturally kick in. So I have felt these emotions too, and I honor them as valid responses to what's happening. And at the same time, I've discovered something important in my work with leaders across different backgrounds. Our greatest power comes not from staying in those emotions, but from transforming them into purposeful action. Would love for you to allow that to just sink in for a moment. So, in my work with leaders across the spectrum, I found that those who lead with the greatest impact are those who first do their inner work. They process their emotions about difficult situations rather than projecting them outward. They practice discernment rather than just visceral reactivity. So think about your own leadership context right now. Maybe you're navigating difficult family dynamics during the holiday season. Perhaps you're leading a team through year-end stress and uncertainty. Or you might be simply trying to just maintain your own center amidst this swirling news cycle. In all of these scenarios, the principles are the same. The same. First of all, care for yourself first. Just as Richardson observed that the weight of change rests with us, we must ensure that we are strong enough to bear that weight. And this means tending to your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual needs. The second principle is ground in your values. When everything seems in flux, ask yourself, what do I stand for? What matters the most to me? And then let your actions flow from that center, not from what is going on outside, not from what people are saying, but really let your actions flow from your own center. The third principle is to build bridges with strength and integrity, and I would add also with warmth. This doesn't mean compromising your values or forgetting that harm has been done, but rather it means recognizing that genuine dialogue, even with those whose views deeply challenge us, is often the most powerful form of leadership. Division keeps power concentrated at the top by separating people. Those in power, they keep the power. And connection creates power from the ground up. So let me share a simple yet powerful practice that I use daily to regulate my nervous system and transform those difficult, heavy emotions into a more centered state. And this is especially helpful when the news cycle or challenging conversations activate strong feelings in us, like feelings of anger and fear, or overwhelm is also another big one that I've been hearing from people. So what I'd like to invite you to do is just to jump in here with me for a moment and place one or both of your hands on your heart and feel the warmth of your hands against your heart center. Just feel that warmth. And take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4. And then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Let's do that again. In for 4. And then out for 6. Probably notice more regulation, even with 2 breaths, but let's do a third time. In for 4. And out for 6. You continue breathing. And as you continue that breathing, I invite you to notice any strong emotions that you're feeling right now. It could be frustration about current events, or worry about a relationship, or anxiety about the future. Whatever it is, just acknowledge it without judgment. Just be present with it, with these nice, safe hands on your heart center. Just be present with it. And now, imagine that there's a purifying light or flame in the sacred color of violet. So a violet light or a violet flame within your heart. And it's a transformative energy that is sacred, that can take difficult emotions and convert them into something that feels better and serves you better. So just feel that violet light, that violet flame within your heart, transmuting the heavy feeling or the heavy emotion or the heavy thoughts. And with each inhale, can gather those challenging feelings, the anger, the worry, the outrage, and bring them toward your heart. And with each exhale, imagine this purifying energy transforming those feelings into qualities that empower you, perhaps qualities of clarity or compassion or courage. And so just continue allowing this transmutation of the deeper, denser feelings into something that actually is empowering you. So let's take another deep breath in for 4 and breathe out for 6, allowing that transmutation of the violet light, of those heavy, dark energies. And as you breathe out, just feeling a greater sense of spaciousness. And so you can relax. This isn't about suppressing your authentic feelings. Really, it's about metabolizing them and taking their raw energy and converting it into fuel for positive action in your life and in the world, rather than letting it burn you from the inside out. And when we practice this kind of emotional alchemy regularly, we develop what scientists call heart coherence, a state that's really a state where our heart and our mind and our emotions are working in harmony rather than working against each other. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to reorganize our emotional life. So, from this coherent state, we can engage with even the most challenging conversations or situations, feeling grounded, feeling present, feeling connected with our heart and with wisdom. And we can speak truth without being consumed by anger or reactivity. And we can also listen more deeply to other perspectives that are different from our own without losing that connection with our center. So, this kind of leadership our world desperately needs right now. Leadership that combines courage with compassion and clarity with that sense of connection. So, as Richardson wisely noted, if you look around the country and what she says, there's a lot of balls in play. The same is true in our personal leadership spheres, in your own life. And there's always complexity, always multiple factors at work at the same time. But she also shared something hopeful. She said, if you think about political parties and how they're changing, it looks more like a beginning to Heather than anything has looked in a very long time, in her words. And that is like if you think of the picture of a sun starting to rise at the horizon, the dawn, that energy comes through in Heather's words. And I really feel that this is an invitation as mindful leaders to be part of that beginning, to help shape what comes next through our conscious choices and our compassionate presence. So, if you are feeling some resonance with this approach, and if you're feeling called to strengthen your capacity as a mindful leader, especially during this upcoming holiday season and beyond, I have something, a beautiful gift to share with you. I'm hosting a holiday resilience masterclass on Saturday, December the 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a free 90-minute gathering where I'll share 3 powerful practices that I've developed over 15 plus years of guiding heart-centered leaders. The first practice is a transformative energy practice for clearing accumulated stress and tension. A beautiful thing to do before the holidays. The second practice is a gentle dialogue technique for navigating family dynamics with greater ease. And I would add playfulness. And the third practice is a discernment framework for making aligned end of year decisions with clarity. And that comes from the work of St. Ignatius. So each of these practices will help you to stand firmly in your values while navigating the complex dynamics that many of us face in our own unique ways during the holidays. It's a microcosm of the larger leadership challenges that we are discussing today. As one participant, Margaret shared after working with these practices, she said, "It's been life changing. I'm just so impressed with how I've got more access to what I'm thinking." And she said, "I'm in a much better place than I was 5 weeks ago." So the link to register is in the description below. Whether you can join live or catch the replay, I would be honored to support you in cultivating the resilience and the clarity needed for mindful leadership in these times. So, brave hearts, I want to celebrate you and acknowledge you. We are living through a pivotal moment in our collective journey. And the systems and the structures around us, they're shifting. Old patterns are being revealed and broken down, and that's allowing the space for new possibilities to emerge. And in times like these, the quality of our leadership in our homes, our workplaces, our communities, it matters more than ever. It's about what is shaping the future for our country. So may we each find the courage to lead from our deepest values and the compassion to build bridges across divides and that inner resilience to sustain ourselves for the journey ahead. So I truly thank you for being part of this mindful leadership community. I am grateful for your presence and I look forward to continuing this journey together. So I hope to see you on December the 6th. And until the next time, may you lead with both courage, the lion heart courage, and with your heart.